Okay, so the next thing in the series we're going to do is called Kan and Li number 1, or Xiao, Kan, and Li. Xiao means lesser or minor or smaller. Kan is the trigram on the Bagua for water. Li is the trigram on the Bagua for fire. So it's the lesser water and fire. Water and fire represent the paradox in some ways. So you're looking at that which is supremely yin and that which is supremely yang. You're looking at that which should not exist in the same place and time without destruction, but there's mutual cooperation and benefit. It stands for a few other things. The kidneys are represented by the water, the heart is of the fire. So it says in the scriptures on the Internal Classic, or Internal Cultivation, it says that you want the fire of the heart to naturally descend and the water to naturally ascend. And this is what it talks about when you're doing the internal alchemy. Well, we first have to light off the fire of the heart. Now, one of the things that few people know is that, yes, we have a cerebral entity known as the brain, which has neuroganglia and glia. So what happens is they think this is our brain. Well, first off, we have nerves going throughout the whole body, so technically the whole body is a brain. However, the heart, in fact, does have neural cells. It does think, so to speak. And so does the stomach or the gut. And they're doing a lot of research right now on brain and gut sort of work, but if you, the connection and how they work together. One of the things that's very interesting you'll find, though, is that if you get called to the office for your boss is like, get in here, and you're like, oh, you notice it always the stomach. It can sense the future. It has an idea of what's going to happen in the future. Whereas the heart, when things are happening real time right now, that's where you have heartbreak or heartache. And then there's the brain, which is like a recording device, which takes in information and deals with it post facto, right? So technically the past, the present, the future, brains, if you will. But this one is very important because the neural output of the cardiac neural cells are far, far more powerful than actually your cerebral ones. It's a fact. That's why when we put a baby here on a mom's chest after the baby's born, it's actually the heart waves of the mother, hopped up on oxytocin and all those wonderful bonding elements, are also patterning the brain waves of the infant, of the baby. So we have to take the discursive monkey mind, and we have to take what we call the heart mind or the Tao mind, and we have to do that. Yeah. So this is the first Kan and Li we're going to do. It seems very simple, but simple is profound, and consistency is key here. So you'll take your hand. If you close your hand where the middle finger touches your palm, that's called Laogong, or pericardium 8. You're going to put that right over the heart. You can put both hands or just one hand, it's fine. You can be standing, you can be sitting, you can be laying down. Don't go to sleep. This is a very, very powerful one. So you breathe in. When you exhale into the heart. You say, that's it? Yeah, that's it. However, it's not it. When you start to do this 2 minutes, 5 minutes, you're actually going to change brain chemistry. You'll change cerebral neural output waves. Okay, not just from beta to alpha, alpha to theta. No, not just that. You actually would change the part of the body from the midbrain or the R complex, lower brain stem, which is the autonomic fight or flight. You will sedate them, put yourself into a parasympathetic, which is extraordinarily important. The parasympathetic, or rest and digest, is the opposite of the sympathetic, which is fight or flight. When you're in this parasympathetic, we call that the dragon state versus the tiger state, right? Po and Hun. We'll get more into that in a little bit later. But what happens is when you're practicing this, you're putting your body into a deep parasympathetic state, which is absolutely mandatory. If you're going to do internal alchemy, the body has to be in a parasympathetic state, or else the oxytocin and the serotonin and all these other things that make what's called a viaticum, or the elixir for that bliss generator that you're looking for, it won't happen. And if the body is not capable of becoming the structure to hold the celestial elixir, then you just cannot do the internal alchemy. This series is absolutely important. When you're stressed, when you're tired, you can do this at a board meeting, you can do it wherever, but this is a profound one, and people think, it's just putting your hand in your heart, breathing into it. No. If that's what you believe, then that's what it will become. And I promise you, you are missing out one of the most profound, simple truths. The way that this is designed is simply to transform the cup into an integral enough vessel to hold the celestial elixir. This is not to be discounted of, okay, I did 2 minutes. Really put yourself into your heart. This is also about focus, because you're taking this discursive, want to run around monkey, and you're making it subservient to this here. So, breathe into the heart, through the hand, into the heart. If you want to try something even more profound, aside from doing the internal alchemy, if you have a lover or you have someone that you want to be very close to, put your hand on their heart, put their hand on your heart, and breathe through your hand into their heart, and do this in a revolution together. If you do this 2 minutes, you will have one of the most profound bonding, closeness, deeply emotional, spiritual, satisfying experiences that you can have with another human being. I highly recommend you try. So that's Kananli number 1, or Shao Kananli. Okay? So I want you to try 2 minutes. Now, if you're like, I get to 30 seconds. 30 seconds is wonderful. It's beautiful. 30 seconds becomes a minute becomes 2 with consistency. A little of something is better than a lot of nothing. Okay? All right. So good luck. We'll go on to the